make. God knew that Judas would betray him, and then the tradition of Judas is the only person we know who's in hell, and so the Judas is in hell. Why would he create Judas?
To carry out his will.
Yeah, but then why would he have eternal? Then why would he have if God? Lauren's got it too. I mean, so if Judas is in hell, and Judas was a tool for God to manifest His glory, then why is Judas in hell? Judas should be in heaven because Judas did the will of God. Judas.
But not on God's terms, on His own terms. But he used his own selfish will to bring about God's glory.
Yeah, but God knew that, so He should have
Right.
saved. So it's an imperfect way of saving people, right?
Like, I think
I
that.
don't think so.
But does it come in where, so if Judas would have repented, like Peter repented, he would be in heaven?
See, now that's a very interesting
That's
question.
a
I mean,
So
it's-
even though, yes, he was put there to do God's will.
But that's almost an easier question because that's presupposing that's presupposing something. We've gone far. We've already gone far off field. That's presupposing that Judas was among the elect. Yeah, exactly, right?
It's very Calvinistic.
It is, but it's also very Catholic. It's something that we share more in common with the Calvinists than we don't. We share far more in common with them than we don't. But this question really is a question about predestination. Right? There's two types of predestination. There is so yeah, here's the nice little quote. But there's two types of predestination. There's what we hold as Catholics, and then there's what the Calvinists know, which we call double predestination. So we say that God. We say that God will predestine someone to heaven, but He won't predestine someone to hell. Whereas the Calvinist position is that God will predestine to heaven, but He will also predestine someone to hell. We don't say that. We make that slight distinction, and we're not sure how it all works out. I don't know. I don't think anyone could adequately tell you. As far as I know, as far as the literature, even Aquinas is very vague on this, is how can it be that God chooses some and not others?
What are the theories like?
Well, I mean, I guess there's the idea that He chooses the weak to bring to confusion, to bring the strong.
To confound the strong, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that everybody realizes that it's all God's work.
Well, and that's kind of the whole story of salvation, right? Is God chooses the people of Israel not because they're the greatest of all nations, because they're the smallest and weakest.
Yeah.
God chooses David because he's the smaller and the weaker of the brothers. God is always choosing the weaker, constantly. And He's always smiting the stronger. I mean, and always. This is always the story. And, but that still doesn't, from my perspective, that still doesn't, it's not fair.
But not everybody who's weak is saved.
Right, not everybody who's saved. Not everybody who's strong is not. Right? So it's just like the wealthy, you know, just because you're wealthy doesn't mean that you're going to have hard to get into heaven. Simply that fact does not make it difficult for you to get into heaven. So
Those who will be accepted. Or like, well, is that right?
mm-hmm. But you still always end up going back to the same problem. The same problem is, why would God create someone that He does not choose? It always ends up going back to that same problem. And
what does that mean in like go therefore and like make disciples of all nations then?
right.
Whereas that seems to be like this is an active process for us as well.
Yes.
I mean not like
Yes.
yeah.
That's
I
true.
want to clarify that. Conversion isn't
single predestination, really. I mean, without the caveat. And I haven't gotten to the caveat. The caveat is that free will is not destroyed. That is the only caveat that can be given.
Free will is not what?
Destroyed. So God's providence is this type of God's providence. And there's a difference between providence and predestination. So God's providence is kind of like his ordering of all things. This notion of ordering. And predestination is his foreknowledge. It's his foreordering of things. Because God is outside of time. So this is why we had to talk about God first. That God being all-knowing and omnipotent and all these other things, right? Because God is kind of outside of our system of knowing. God's system of knowing is different than our way of knowing. Because he knows everything at once. Always. There's nothing that he does not know.
Tangential question. So if God is outside of time, then why is it required that we be in a state of grace when we die? Why is that like a
Because we're in
sequential
time.
requirement?
Because we're in time.
But we're not going to be when we die.
Yeah, but we're in time before we die.
But what
Your
are
free
we
will
going
can only be
to Like if you were in a
exercised.
state of grace, like 98% of your time you live, and then you were not in a state of grace, like the last 1%. God's outside of time, so why would it matter?
Because you chose, at the end, you didn't choose him.
But you did at the beginning.
Well,
What's the difference if there's no such thing as time?
Yeah, but I can break up with my girlfriend.
Huh?
Does that make sense?
I don't follow.
Okay, so I've got a girlfriend,
Yeah.
and I love her. We go, and, to movies and dinner and whatnot, and then I break up.
Right.
And then you die.
Yeah. And then I die. I don't have an opportunity to unbreak up with her. That's actually what leaving the state of sanctifying grace is breaking up with God.
But for being outside of time, what's the difference between like rejecting the girl for half your life and then getting with her toward the end?
But maybe what I need to do is impress on you the gravity of sin.
Well, yeah. But like if you sin now or later, what's the
It's
difference?
because I see your question.
Because it has to do with
like
you.
if God lives outside of time, does time matter to him then?
Right.
It's because we still live in time.
Because we
are subject to many rules that God is not subject to.
Sure.
It's not about the rules. It's about love. So when we choose to sin, what our choice actually is a choice to not love God. And that's what our free will is fundamentally vis-a-vis salvation. It's either to love God or to not love God. That's why he gave us free will, to love him freely or not. So the